Hello, 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 and welcome to Passionately Intrigued Arts, and this is Tracy. Today I want to show you from start to finish how I make wood bead necklace. The painting of the beads, decoration of the beads, the steps in between, the wire wrapping of the centerpiece, etc., etc., etc. A lot of the methods to painting these beads I learned from a lady named Darlene Knight from BDK Jewelry. She's on YouTube and she has some beautiful jewelry. Stay tuned. I'm using this plastic bowl to add my paint. I'm just going to pull a dollop of this, it's a mustard yellow. I wanted to use mustard yellow for the jewelry, for the beads, and then I added this goldish glitter. Then I'll be adding these large brown, about an inch beads just around the edges of the bowl. Put the top on and shake it up. I put very little paint in there because there's a certain effect that I want. I don't want them totally covered. So now I'm opening up my jar of spacer beads, and I have a metal skewer that I use. Place the spacer bead at the end, and then I will pick up the painted beads, and then I will place another spacer bead so that these beads do not touch each other as they are drying. And so this is just a reusable bowl that I use for this same purpose. I wash it out and use it each time I decide to paint beads. And then the spacer beads is just a pack of beads that I got from the dollar store. So I keep them in this jar and use them for the same purpose when I want to paint beads. So this is the effect that I wanted. I didn't want them totally covered. I wanted some of the brown from the bead to come through. And now I'm just placing them on the box top where they will dry. I'm adding a little bit more of each color of paint so that I can fully cover these light brown, smaller beads. And I don't put them directly into the paint. I go around the rim of the bowl, placing them, then put the top on and shake them up. Now I'm using the same process to pick these beads up and place them on to the skewer. And as you can see, they are fully covered in the mustard color paint. I will sit these on the box top, and I have a fan going so that it can expedite the drying process. I have another 6 large brown beads that I have started already putting a design on with a metallic chrome pin. The base of this necklace will have silver beads as well. So I wanted to add a little color of chrome to these beads. I'm not sure if you can actually see the design, but I had a certain design that I put on each of these 6 beads. And that chrome marker, it is really bright and pretty. I wanted that brown to come through on this necklace so that everything is not painted. The next step I will be doing is mixing polyacrylic with some fine brown glitter. And I will be adding this to the medium-sized beads that I covered in full with the mustard-colored paint. The beads have fully dried. Placing them in this bowl and removing the spacer beads, then I will be adding this glitter mixture and shaking this bowl up to give a thin coverage of glitter to these beads. I am now doing the same process of putting these beads onto the skewer so that they may dry. The acrylic gives the protective coating to the beads, and you will see later in this video that I cover all of the beads with the polyacrylic. I'm removing the rest of the beads, the rest of the dried beads off of these skewers and taking out the spacer beads. Then I will squirt into this container the polyacrylic, the protective coating. Shake it up, place all the beads back onto the skewers, and let all of these dry. Therefore, it protects the painted beads. Even with the polyacrylic, I am placing the spacers in between the beads so that they do not stick to one another. I will let the protective coating dry on these beads for approximately a half hour. I am now searching for the focal point, the bead that will be placed in the middle of the necklace, and I have selected an agate stone. I'm cutting the wire approximately 18 inches so that I can wire wrap the stone. This agate stone has a hole drilled down the middle where I will be placing the wire and bending it, and at the top I will be forming the bail, wrapping the wire around and twisting it a few times. Then I bring the two pieces of wire together and begin the wrapping process. I'm not really sure if you can see what I'm doing. I just kind of go with the flow and figure it out as I go, making swirls and different designs onto the stone, making sure to come around the back to lock the stone in and securing it on each side while I'm adding designs to make the front pretty. As the wires meet in the back of the stone, I twist them several times to add security in keeping the stone in place. Then I am able to bring the wire back to the front and make a few more swirl designs. I bring one of the wires back up and wrap it around the bail, and this is called a scarf. making a pretty design on top of that bell. I then take that raw end and tuck it down into the scarf so that no one is scratched by that wire. I'll continue with the second piece of wire, wrapping it around the bell, forming the scarf and tucking the end into the scarf as well. Clip the end off and then tuck it into the scarf. And this is what I have come up with. I never know what it's going to turn out to be, but normally they are beautiful. So on the back, you twist the wire to tighten it around the stone. And you just take each piece of wire and with your pliers and make a turn, a twist. And this tightens everything to secure that stone. Now what I am doing is separating the coils in the front, separating the wire, spreading it apart to give it a little different look. I now have 4 jump rings that I will be placing onto this bell to use to place the wire through that I will be stringing the beads onto. Opening them up and placing one at a time onto this bell. This gives an added dramatic look. Using 2 pair of pliers, I believe one is called a needle nose and the other is a bent, I'm not really sure. I open up each jump ring and place it onto this bell and then close it back up. I have the fumble fingers, but I eventually get all 4 placed onto this bell. Now I'm taking wire, approximately 36 inches. I don't really measure, I just pull out a long strand and cut it. This is what I will be using to place the beads on. I got this method also from, or this technique from, Darlene Knight of BDK Jewelry. Instead of using a chain or suede or leather, the wire is quite durable and actually works pretty good in stringing the beads on, and the after look is very nice. I get the focal piece centered, and now I want to find beads, and these are called coconut chip beads, and I'll place a couple of those on each side of this focal piece, and then I'll begin to string the beads that I have painted. And you can get these coconut shell beads in all colors, and these are a mustard yellow color. As you can tell, the colors that I have chosen for this necklace are brown, mustard yellow, and silver. So I have found some beautiful swirled design silver beads that I will be incorporating throughout the chain of the necklace. So I'll place those on, and then I'll start with the large beads that I have painted. The ones that are not completely covered by the mustard yellow, the ones where the brown shows through. And I have 6 of these beads, so I will be placing 3 on each side. And I am separating each large bead with a small round agate stone. So far so good. I think it's starting out beautifully. Now I'm adding another agate round small flat bead to separate these 3 on each side by another silver round bead. If I can get it on the wire. It's taking me a minute. These silver beads have an intricate design, and it's hard to get it down the middle, the wire down the middle of this bead. Really pretty. So next I'll be placing on the brown beads. The brown beads that I have made the design with that chrome paint marker. Oh, looks like I'm putting another agate stone bead on to separate the 2 different types of beads. Yes, now I'm adding these beads that are painted with the chrome marker. 3 on each side. I start with the large beads, and then eventually as I go up the wire, I decrease the size of the bead. Since these beads have the silver on them, I am using a flat silver disc to separate the painted beads. Look how beautiful it's turning out already. Now I will place the last set of round silver bead onto each side of the necklace, and they are called filigree beads. The next beads I'll be using are the ones that I fully coated in the mustard yellow and then put the glitter on them. These are the medium-sized beads, and I will be placing 4 on each side. This last set of beads are small, round wooden beads. I didn't show the making of these. I actually coated them with the mustard yellow and then put just a tiny bit of brown on them. I will be placing 3 of these small beads on each side of the necklace. Now I'm going to form a loop at each end of the wire and wrap the wire around to secure it. This loop is made so that I can add the lobster claw so that you can close the necklace in the back. This technique came from Darlene Wright as well. I take the remainder of the wire and wrap it around each of those 3 small beads, and that's also for added security and stableness of the necklace. I wrap it all the way down, and what's left of it, I bring it back up into the beads. I'll then take the pliers and tuck that end into the bead so that it does not scratch your skin. I'll do the same process on the other side. Isn't she lovely? I just want to show a close-up, put it as close to the camera as I can so that you can see the detail of each bead, or each set of beads, and the filigree beads, and the wrapped wire agate. Off camera, I have made a small set of dangle earrings, just using 1 of the medium beads and a couple of the agate flat beads. The statement necklace is large enough to where just a small pair of earrings offset the look. So there you have it. What do you think? I think this set turned out gorgeous. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you all. Hit that like button, please. Leave comments. Let me know how you liked it. And we'll see you soon. Thank you again. And thanks for your support. Take care. Peace and love. as always, toodles. Until next time.